Hello, my friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We are on page 30 of your book. But today, no grammar. We are practicing pronunciation. Regular verbs in the simple past. These verbs that end in ed in the past: played, walked, decided. Now, we are practicing this because this is a huge, enormous pronunciation problem for Brazilians when they speak English. Okay, now, there exists a very complicated version to teach this. Other English schools, other English teachers will try to teach this very complicated version. He is teaching this very complicated version that involves unvoiced final sounds and voiced final sounds. But there's my way to teach this. It's much easier. It's much more simple. Now, in this picture, I don't look very serious, but I am very serious about my way of teaching this. It's much simpler. Before everything, this lesson is not about irregular simple past verbs, of which there are many. You know these. Well, I hope you know these. See, saw, eat, ate, go, went, have, had, make, made, do, did, give, gave, say, said, find, found, take, took, get, got, come, came. I hope you know these. This is about regular verbs in the simple past, where we just add the ed, needed, played, learned, danced. And I know you look at these and you think, wow, these are easy. Yes, these are easy to read and easy to write and easy to memorize, but these are very difficult, especially for Brazilians, to pronounce correctly. For example, this is needed and this is played. Many Brazilians pronounce this played, but it's not played, it's played. Okay, in my version, with verbs ending in T or D, the ed is pronounced like a separate syllable. For example, needed, wanted, waited, ended, added. Now, this separate syllable pronunciation is also for verbs ending in T or D sounds, not just the letters. For example, hate. It ends in an E, but it ends with a T sound. We don't say hey T, no, it's hate. Okay, now listen to the pronunciation of these. Hated, decided, skated, created. So if the verb ends in a T or D or a T or D sound, the pronunciation of the ed is a separate syllable. Again, needed, waited, wanted, ended, added, hated, decided, skated, created. Now, all other verbs have a D sound for this ed with no extra syllable. No extra syllable, no separate syllable. I say and you listen. Used, played, loved, stayed, tried, liked, watched, opened, finished, stopped, jumped, helped, planned. Okay, now we will practice this more in the future. Okay? All right, now important vocabulary from the book. Teach. The past tense of teach is taught. For example, I taught yesterday and tomorrow I'll teach again. Teach and taught. A laboratory. The nickname, the short version, the small version of the word laboratory is a lab. For example, he is working in a lab. or a laboratory. Self. In Portuguese, you say auto. We put self in front of adjectives or nouns for things done alone, for things done sozinho, without any help. For example, these are self-help books. In Portuguese, autoajuda. Self-disciplined, autodisciplina. And look here, self-serve. But wait, this is a sign in Brazil. Yes, you steal, you rob our words. Self-serve. This is English, not Portuguese. In charge. In charge is when you are in control of or with general responsibility of. For example, Trump is in charge of the United States. Dona Fatima is in charge of Maximus, for example. Cry. Cry is the favorite activity of Brazilian soccer players. Look, Gabriel Jesus, he is crying. Neymar is crying. This Luiz is crying. Cry. Allow. Allow is a synonym with permit. For example, no personal cell phone use allowed, permitido, permitted, while working. Get paid. In Portuguese, you say ser pago. Who is this? Do you know who this is? This is Mark Zuckerberg, the boss of Facebook. He is in charge of Facebook. Yesterday, he got paid. Tomorrow, he'll get paid again. Yes, got paid in the past, get paid in the present. In Portuguese, ser pago. Such. For example, such is life. Such is of the thing previously mentioned or of the thing soon to be mentioned. What is such in Portuguese? An extra point if you know this word in Portuguese. What is such? Such is tal in Portuguese. Extra point if you knew this. Okay, now in the homework, in student book page 31, use student book page 23 to help with part 1. Use page 23. For part 2, use student book page 25 for help. Part 2, use page 25 for help. For part 3, use page 27 for help. This is part 3. Use student book page 27 for help. And for part 4, use student book page 28. Use student book page 28 to help for part 4. Okay, that's the end. Finish, complete, bye-bye. See you later, alligator.